My name is Wojciechowski. I've been a member of this parish for about 15 years. Happily married for coming up on 20 years to a lovely lady here, my wife Marta. I got 3 kids. My son Adam, who's going to be 17 this summer, and my twin girls are 9, Isabella and Claudia. Again, we're very happy to be part of St. Paul for the last 15 years. So who am I? I really just consider myself to be a father, husband to my wife, and really struggle with probably a lot of things that many families here in St. Paul are struggling, meaning try to be the best parent and try to take care of my job, do the best job I can so I can support my family. I do also, I have discovered just recently, last couple of years, I think the new calling also that God I felt really propelled me to in changing my careers just recently, and I felt that the career that I got into, which is financial industry, really was also not a calling that I discovered in my life. And the reason why, because I really feel that I'm able to make a difference in people's life. So I do want to share with you a story. It's not very unusual, but it's a story that happens to me quite often, meeting the families out there and being able to help and offer my services. But at the same time, I feel like I'm receiving some grace just because of the fact that by me being able to help people, also they help me and to continue growing my faith and my journey. So if you don't mind, I'll just share with you one of such a story. And that's a story of the family, like many out there. This is immigrant family that's been living in the Chicago area for about 15 years. Mother and father, late 30s, early 40s, have 2 kids on their own. They got a son who's 12 and son who's 4. So 2 kids. What makes this story, I think, a little bit special for me when I got to meet those parents is the fact that they've been working so hard. They both work, they keep missing each other. The father's working as a laborer, as a remodeling job, a carpentry job. He's working pretty much 5-6 days a week, coming back home pretty late. And mother is also working. She's working at night. She's working in the cleaning services. After I met them and after I learned about the situation, I really felt kind of humble, first of all, to be able to learn about them and learn about their story. And I also felt like there was a calling for me to try to really assist those folks. After meeting with them a few times, I discovered more about their goals. And you know what? One of the biggest goals this family had for themselves, it really wasn't for themselves. The goal was for the kids to be able to go to college. The goal was to be able to put together some plans. We didn't know what plans there were, but we want to make sure that those 2 sons are able to, start their life better than they have. Neither one of those parents, went to college. They didn't have financial support and opportunities to do that, but they truly believed that those kids should do that, and they truly believed that they needed education. So how did I stumble upon this family? Just want to quickly mention to you, like many people in my profession, I simply stop by people's homes, introduce myself, talk about the business that I'm in, and try to offer my services. I remember this one moment when I sat down across the table from those parents after meeting them a couple times, and I remember the father just looking at me across the table and said to me something like that, "Hey John, we really don't know much about the things you're telling us about the financial goals and how we should be able to, set this college planning for our sons. We really don't know much about what you're telling us." They said to me, "You know what? We trust you. We believe that you want to help us. We believe that you want to do something good for our family, and we're going to follow your advice." And this was one of the very special moments for me to be able to, receive that kind of trust, I think, from those parents. And I really felt blessed to be there and be blessed to work with the folks like that. And lucky for me, I had more situations like that in my professional life, which again tells me that my calling in my life besides being a parent, besides being a father, it's to be in the profession that I am and hopefully have the trust with the people that I meet and to be able to assist with them. So that's the story that I really want to share with you, and the story of this immigrant family that I felt like they touched my life, but hopefully I can repay that by being in the service to them and being able to, assist them in meeting those goals that they had for themselves and for their young sons. I also would like to share with you guys something, the prayer that my little girls actually passed along the cards to all of you. And the reason I want to share that prayer with you, it's a Memorare Prayer. And many of you probably know that prayer by heart, and maybe many of you guys are using that. But I want to share with you the fact that I discovered the prayer myself, even though being born Catholic, I haven't used it when I was younger. I heard that the first time a few years ago on the Relevant Radio. Many of you probably listen to Relevant Radio, maybe are very familiar with that. I remember Father Hoffman, Frank Hoffman, who was using the prayer on the station, and often a prayer that. The reason why it became part of my everyday kind of spiritual life, this prayer, just because it actually helps me to direct my worries, I guess, my concerns to Blessed Mother, and help me to actually guide me through my day. Basically, I'm starting my everyday with that prayer and asking for direction, for of course protection for my family, myself, and also for the fact that I can continue doing good job, good work, and hopefully being directed to the family like this one that I just described to you. So, if you don't mind, I would like to read this prayer, and hopefully we can all read it together. And if you are not using that in your spiritual life yet, I would ask you to try it, because it kind of changed the way that I think I'm praying since I discovered that. So if you don't mind, if you can pray that, I would appreciate that. Remember, O most gracious Virgin Mary, that never was known that anyone fled to your protection, implored your help, sought your intercession, was left unaided. Inspiring this confidence, I fly to you, O Virgin and Virgin Mother. To you I come, before you I stand, sinful and sorrowful. O Mother of Lord incarnate, despite of my petitions, in your mercy, hear and answer me. Amen. Thank you for praying that with me. Like I say, it's something that I start my day, and I feel that it's just the prayer for the intercession of Blessed Mary is helping me every day to overcome whatever obstacles I have in my life, and hopefully it's going to help you with yours as well. Just very quickly, if I can point out to you guys, if you would like to learn more about Memorare as a prayer, again, Father Hoffman has a book out there for immediate assisted prayer Memorare. Might help you as well. So just a little plug here for Father Hoffman. I really enjoyed that book. If you don't mind, I also would like to share with you some of the tips. Again, being in the financial services, I work with a lot of people, different goals, different objections that people might have for the family, for their individual goals. If anyone here who's working for the employer who provides 401k, my number one tip for everybody is use that and try to take advantage of that contribution the employer might offer. So number one, if you can take advantage of 401k, please do that. Number two, advice that I would love to share with all of you guys right now is if you can still contribute to IRAs, if you can put the money aside, that's a great way, again, to escape some of the taxes until you really need the money. So it might be Roth IRA, might be traditional IRA, it might be a little different for everybody, but this is a good way to save some money. The third tip I will leave for everybody is try to protect your family, your loved ones. You know, plan for unexpected, plan for something that might happen to you, and make sure your family can carry on. What I mean by that, you know what, I mean, all of us have certain debt out there, and, you know, want to make sure that if something would happen to one of us, your loved one or family can carry on their life, you know, without making any kind of sacrifices. So that would be my advice to all of you guys. I got one more here. Plan to pass along some money to the next generation. This is something that, again, I think it's very important. Again, being a parent myself, I know that's something important for me, but I would like to make sure that not only have money when I'm retired, when I'm ready to retire and enjoy, you know, the retirement life, but also want to make sure that, you know, some of that money is out there for the next generation, so they can have a, you know, easier start in their life. So those are kind of 4 tips. And the number 5, the 5th tip is, if you forgot any one of those tips I just gave you, find yourself a good financial advisor, somebody that you can trust, and somebody that can hopefully give you some options and give you some ideas what you can do with your life, with your money, how to keep it protected, and hopefully how you can pass those things to the next generation as well. So I appreciate your time. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to you and share my story.
Question. Could you share with us the morning that you first met that couple about what you actually, how you actually used the Memorare Prayer, and then how it actually played out that day?
Thank you, Jeff. Just questions. How did I use that prayer that morning? And it wasn't very unusual. It's pretty much what I'm doing every morning. I mean, I prayed this prayer. I just ask for, you know, again, I start for protection for myself, for my family, number 1, but I also ask for the direction, you know, make sure that I can go and meet people that I can enrich their life, and, you know, and I can help them. And so I kind of ask for, you know, for direction, you know, what people should I meet, and who should I work with. And, you know what, miraculously, those things happen like that. Thank you.
And then when you actually saw that couple, did you make the connection?
You know what, I certainly, you know, after talking to them, I believe especially the second meeting when they open up a little bit more and they really start sharing their worries and, you know, what they do, how hard they're working, you know, I felt very humble, but being able to be there for them, and humbled by the fact they really telling me all of those things, and I almost felt responsible to how can I assist them, make sure that I can do the good job for those people. Yeah.
As we all know, the securities industry is has a very bad reputation, and rightly so. But for a person who is cares about other people, it's a wonderful profession, and I'm glad that you're in it, John.
Thank you, Jeff. I feel again special being in it, and I feel that, you know, this is my calling. So I discovered that. Thank you. Yeah. Well, appreciate you letting me share your story. Yes, one more. I'm sorry.
John, your family of origin, where you brought up, must have had a very deep faith, because it comes across in you. So can you tell us how that
Thank you.
place?
I would say maybe 3 words. John Paul II. Of course, you know, but just I'm Polish, ancestry is Polish, so, you know, I think there's such a deep devotion in my countrymen, I think, to you know, Blessed Mother, and of course, you know what, to the Church, and I think, you know, again specifically, I think for the, you know, John Paul II, I think that faith will just continue growing. I think so. You know, I'm proud from the ancestry, but, you know, my background Polish. I'm very proud of being, of course, American, and, you know what. But I think it's important to your point, you know, just to carry on that, and I want to make sure that my kids understand where they came from, where the dad and mom came from, but at the same time, most importantly, make sure they carry on the faith, because I think that's the most important part of that. Thank you.
Do you speak Polish yourself, John?
Yes. Matter of fact, me and my wife, we talk Polish sometimes at the house. But our kids prefer to speak English, so, you know, that's...
if you want to go to a really Polish church, do you ever want to go to a really Polish...
we have
where
done
do you go?
Trójcowo, which is Holy Trinity. You know, that's very Polish.
Yeah, it's called Holy Trinity Mission. That's the English word for it. It is very impressive, very, very beautiful. And you know what's interesting about that church is that about 25 years ago, it almost got torn down.
That's right.
And the people got together and saved it and restored it. And it's a stunning, beautiful church, really.
If I can share one more piece of information, as a matter of fact, in about a couple of weeks, we're going to celebrate our 20-year wedding anniversary, which was taking place in that church. So,
great.
thank you again. Appreciate it.